It's the best local sports show in Jacksonville. This is the Action Sports Jax Postgame Show, sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Well, it's over, and the Jaguars lost 28-22 to the Washington Commanders. Hi, everybody. Dan Hicken in studio. It's the postgame show. And, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to be the heavy. I'm going to be the guy. I'm not going to sit here and give you some moral victory junk, because that's junk. This is the NFL, man. And the Jags blew it. They fought all the way back, and we're going to break down, this was a good thing, and this was a good thing, and this was a good thing, and there were some good things. But it's a results-oriented business, and the bottom line is to win the football game, and they didn't do it. And they let Carson Wentz. The Jaguars ended up +2 in the turnover game and lost. And they were really +3, but Trevor went, I don't know, think of the worst quarterback we've ever had in Jags history, and threw up a duck on 3rd and 11 when he should have just thrown it out of bounds and lived for 4th down. 24 of 42, 275. It's just, the thing about Trevor right now is he's so darn inconsistent. He has got to get over the bad junk. Too many bad throws, man. 275's great, but the pick at the end ruins everything, man. You just like Carson Wentz, who threw 2 picks, one an incredible play by Travon Walker. And again, 14-3 at the half. You get inside the dadgum 10-yard line twice and come away with no points. That's right. You heard me right. The Jags got inside the 10-yard line of Washington twice in the first half, no points. Because kicker hit Doinks a 37-yarder, and ETN, is it Trevor or Travis, Olivia? I kid because I care. Drops a touchdown, and there's no joy in Jayville, man. I mean, fun game to watch, but make a play. Nobody made a play. And you know why nobody made a play? Because we don't have stars on this team. The stars, there's an old cliche in sports. Big-time players make big-time plays. That's a cliche in sports. And then no big-time players. I'm going to tell you individually, guys had great days. I think Christian Kirk, what do you have, Liv? 6 catches, 120 yards off the top of my head? I don't know exactly. There it is. 6 for 117. Zay Jones, 6 for 65. Jimmy Robinson's got to get more carries, Doug. 11 for 66. I know you probably had him on a pitch count. ETN, got to get more carries, Doug. Travon Walker, the first rookie with a sack and a pick. What a pick that was. Woo, golly. If he plays like that this year, Big Danny's going to tell you he was wrong again. I've been wrong a lot lately. Don't listen to me. I should just report, not tell you what I think's going to happen. But the Jags lose is the bottom line. We got a lot coming up on the postgame show. We got Brent in D.C. We got Doug Pederson's remarks. We'll stick around for Trevor as long as we can, see what he has to say. But, man, oh, man, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat something you should have won. You were down 14-3, and you came back and took an 8-point lead. You waxed Washington 22-14 lead. You waxed them 19-0 in the second half. 19-0. You were in great shape. And then you let Carson freaking Wentz, they get paid too. I get it. Washington's an average team. And the Jags lose a game that they could have won. And when you want to win 8 or 9, you got to get that one. Because now what? In the first quarter, now you got Indy at home next week. Did Indy end up winning? They were in overtime with Houston. So Indy comes to town next week. And look, certainly a chance to win the game. It'll probably be a close game, but here's the thing, man. Then you're going to L.A. and Philly. I'm frustrated. Can you feel my frustration? Do you share with me frustration? I mean, let's talk a little bit about everything that happened. Let's start with Trevor. You got to be better, man. Inconsistent is the word that's coming to my mind because he misses touchdown passes, man. You can't miss touchdown passes in the NFL. Not easy wheel routes from 20 yards. That's a throw that just about any NFL quarterback's going to make it. He overthrew ETN for a tutty. early. Zay Jones, if he gets it out to him, that's a touchdown. ETN drops one. That's a touchdown. I mean, so he had the one throw to James Robinson for a score, but other than that, that's it, man. 275 yards is fine. What was the percent? What was he? Give me his passing percentage, Liv, and his quarterback rating for Trevor or Travis, whichever one you want. Trevor Lawrence. Rating is 75. No good. What was he passing wise? What for what? 27 of 42? 24 of 42. Put that to a calculator, Liv, and give me a percentage on that. Yeah, I know it's oh dear, but I need to know. 24 of 42 for 275. All right. We got to be at 65%, man, in the NFL. I don't think that's going to come out to 60. I may be wrong. 57%. With all due respect, that's stinko. So too many misses, tip balls. But the last pass, what are you thinking, Chief? Come on. And I know the O-line, here's your total yards, some game day notes. About even, right? Look at that, man. +2 in the turnovers and you lose. Look at the penalties, though. 13 for 90. No good. No good. 13 for 90 is, can't have 13 penalties in a game. Can't have 13 penalties in a game. So, Jags are 0-1 to start the season. All time now, 28 years. They're 14-14 on NFL opening weekend. They lost to Houston last year. They lost to Washington this year. Oh, man, I'm just depressed. Imagine if they had won this. I can't imagine. I'm not going to let myself. I'm just miffed. I'm miffed because I really thought – I was watching the game with producer Liv and Stuart Weber in the sports office, the end of the football game. And I told him, I said, somebody will make a play here. I feel good. Wentz is going to Wentz. And Wentz didn't even Wentz. I mean, Wentz went down the field, hit 2 great throws, man, and hit McLaurin for the touchdown. Terrible defense there by the Jags to let him get loose. Shaq Griffin did not play well, I don't think. Tyson Campbell had a pick, but he also got beat for a touchdown by Dotson. I mean, we let them score. When did they score their 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, Liv? All right, tell me exactly what times, because the second one was with, a minute and a half to go, and the one before that was pretty quick, too. So we let them get 14 at the end. You got to finish, man. You got to finish. This is what losing teams do. We're tired of being losers around here. We want to be winners, man. Finish the damn game. 22-14, you got them. Yeah, halfway through Liv tells me no, not the first. Give me the last 2. 9:36 and 1:46. I mean, come on, man. We're under 10 minutes to go. We got this game, and we don't do anything offensively, and we do even worse defensively. We had such a good quarter and a half, and then we went to pieces. I'm not sold on the kicker either. I know he made a kick to put us ahead, but he doinked a 37-yarder, and you know how that is. You got to make them all. What happened in the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game, by the way?
Hasn't ended yet.
2 minutes left in the overtime, tied at 20, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Cincinnati missed an extra point with Evan McPherson there. He got blocked to win the game. At the end of regulation, they scored, and they're going to win 21-20. Then he had like a 25-yard field goal, high snap, and he whacked it to the left. Unbelievable, man. It's so funny. Kickers, man, they're crazy. One year you're good, next year you stink. So lots of stuff going on in the NFL. Who won Houston-Indy, Liv? 20 seconds left. Is anybody close with the ball? What do we got? On the Indy 6 for who? Houston? Oh, so it's going to end in a tie. Is what you're telling me. So anyway, Indy may come here 0-1. How about that? I'm looking now at the Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game. It's a minute 45 to go. Oh, Cincinnati's got a chance. They're driving again. Minute 45. They're on the Pittsburgh 44-yard line. Joe Burrow's got 3 picks, by the way. He's trying to take some short stuff. Hayden Hurst made an unbelievable catch. Hayden Hurst has become a very valuable Bengal because every time I look up, he's catching a pass. So pretty good stuff in that game as well. But back to the Jags. This is the Jags post-game show. I'm frustrated. Do we have anything in yet? Has Brent got any comments? Well, what the heck's he doing over there? The game's been over for 10 minutes. I mean, pop him up live. Let's just watch him. So anyway, we're awaiting Doug Pederson. We're awaiting Trevor Lawrence. We're awaiting Brent Martino's thoughts. He was there. He watched it. I hope he has. There he is. I hope he has. I just see him in the screen, not for you guys. I hope he has the same attitude as I do. And I hope we're ticked about this loss. I want us to be ticked. I don't want us to go, hey, we did some good things. Hey, no. Be ticked off about it. Be angry. We should have won this game. We messed up. We screwed up this game. We had a great plan. Nothing, But Trevor, man, start slow every week. I don't know what you got to do. Go get John Henderson and give him a big slap before the game or something to get him going. Because we can't have these slow starts in the NFL, man. And then he got going, and then he finished with just I didn't understand that pass at the end. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. Because that was ill-advised. I know you're trying to make he just threw it up for grabs, bro. Can't do. Here's the schedule. Let's break this down. Joe Burrow, incomplete on 2nd and 4. All right, so we're going to put a big red. Yeah, you're good. You don't have to follow me. Big red L on this, all right? Now, you better win this one next week. And we got to feel good. Because then we know what's happening when we go to L.A. And then we got to go to Philly. And then we got the Texans who battled Indy. There's no gimmies here. And then we got the Colts to wrap it up at Indy. Doggone, man. Giants are terrible, I think. You never judge anything on the first Sunday of opening Sunday in the NFL, by the way. It's quirky. And then things get dicey here. But we got a good 7 games to start, and we blew one. I had dreams of 5-2 or 4-3, and now I'm in a bad spot. Joe Burrow just got sacked. The ball's loose. Cincinnati picks it up. Oh, the running back picks it up. He gets to the 40, he gets to the 39 on 4th down. Do you try a field goal there? I think you might have to. It would be a 58-yarder for the win. Oh, I like that. I'd like to see that try. We'll see if they have the guts to do it. Their special teams have been deplorable today. Deplorable. So, waiting Brent. Looks like he's getting into the locker room. Looks like we're going to have some players here in just a few minutes. I hope they're angry and upset. Jacksonville loses 28-22. It was a really close game. Could have went either way. I feel like Jacksonville blew it at game's end. I really do. And I feel like it's a game that they should have and could have won, and they didn't. They didn't win. So we'll see what happens going forward. But, Indy will come to town 0-0-1. The Colts and the Texans tie. They're both ahead of the Jags by a half game to start the season. And Tennessee has the Giants. We could be DAL after today. DAL. So we'll see what happens going forward. But anyway, still awaiting Doug Pederson, Trevor Lawrence, Brent Martino, etc. Do we have Brent stuff back yet or no? My gosh. I'm out here, my keister's flapping in the wind. You guys are in there. I don't know what you guys are having. Are we all eating pizza out there? Let's hear from Brent.
So many things to talk about. It's another Jaguars loss. I think the Jags really had a chance to change the narrative that has existed around here for at least the last couple of years. That's now 18 in a row on the road, 17 in a row against the NFC East, just numbers like that. It had nothing to do with mostly this team, but they could have changed those kind of numbers. 3 big things for me. Jaguars miss out in the red zone, obviously. They leave so many points on the board, and they just didn't get it done in close. They actually go for it on 4th and 3 instead of kicking a field goal. Did that come back and bite them? They went for a 2-point conversion instead of an extra point. They missed a 37-yard kick. The missed opportunities were absolutely unbelievable. Then the other part of it was, hey, some of the young guys showed up and made big plays. Tyson Campbell a pick. Obviously, Trayvon Walker, that was sensational. Devin Lloyd had a big sack on the 2-point conversion, led the team in tackles here on a Sunday against Washington. So some positives. Even Etienne and Trevor made big plays in the second half at times. But then the last part is it comes down to the offense. And in this league, Trevor Lawrence, the number 1 overall pick, has the ball in his hands, and he has a chance for a game-winning drive. And they can't get it done. And we saw that a couple times last year as well. Trevor will get more opportunities, but sooner or later the Jags have to cash in on those. And I think everybody now now is talking about the offensive line. Is that going to be a problem, or is Washington's front just that good? Well, we'll find out next week and the weeks beyond. Jaguars lose here in Washington 28-22. We'll get some locker room reaction coming up on the postgame show and later tonight on Action Sports Jax Primetime. Dan, back to you.
Well done, Brent. A little bit too sunshine pumpy for me, but well done nonetheless, as you tell us your vision from the field and from the press box as the Jaguars lose to Washington to start the season 28-22. There'll be a lot of discussion about Trevor this week, right? Because now and one of the things that I said going into this game is it's so very important for Trevor Lawrence to take that next step. And he has to do it early because of games like today where it was Trevor inconsistent. Well, I mean, that's not good enough. That's not what we want. That's not now. I still believe. But, I mean, let's be honest here. All of us, 18 games in now to his career, we're all wondering a little bit. We're all wondering just a little bit. Is this the guy? Is he the guy? A lot of you are going to say, oh, the offensive line this. Hey, it's the NFL, man. He had a lot of throws that you got to make that he didn't make. That's the issue. A lot of throws that you have to make that he did not make. And that was not the offensive line's fault. Was he under some pressure? Yes, he was. Okay, I get it. No more excuses, man. Christian Kirk had 117 yards today, okay? Played well. You got ETN coming out of the backfield. You got Evan Engram at tight end. You got Zay Jones on those crossing routes. You got old reliable Marvin Jones making catches. Got to be better, man. Got to be better. Just have to be. And today, it wasn't. Today was a little bit inconsistent, I think. So, anyway, the Jags lose 28-22. Well, give credit to Carson Wentz, man. He's down in the dumps. He's falling apart. He threw an unbelievable poor interception to Trayvon Walker, who made an unbelievably great interception. So we're going to hear from Evan Engram right now inside the locker room.
Kind of some odd things in that opener on. That was a wild one.
Yeah, every game comes down to the wire. Every game comes down to 3 or 4 plays that happen over the course of the game. And you always want to be on the other side. So, yeah, that's just NFL. That's how the games are.
Obviously, you got to be kicking yourself in the red zone, not you personally, but as an offense. Just didn't cash in enough there. Yeah.
We got to execute. We will. We learned, like I said, we learned a lot from today. There's a lot that we can go and work on and improve on, and we'll keep taking steps forward in those areas.
Did you feel like you did some good things as an offense, some of the things that you wanted to do?
For sure. We kind of were kicking ourselves in the butt the first half, came back, got back to who we are, committed to it, and we got the ball rolling. So just got to start off like that and answer like that every time.
Does it mean something to you to come back in the second half the way you guys did?
For sure. That's like you got in this league. You got to find things to take away from even the down ones, even the losses, and that's something that we can walk out of this locker room with our head high about the way we responded.
Lastly, you want the ball in your hands in the last 2 minutes, right? I mean, you guys love that situation. You probably want another one next week, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep working, and everybody's gonna take something to improve on from this game. And when we do that as a unit, it's gonna work in our favor.
All right, that's Evan Engram, and there's some positives. They fought back, blah 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 blah. They lost. Blah 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 blah. We lost. That's just the nature of it. By the way, 8 seconds left in overtime. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Steelers down at about the Cincinnati. I got to look here. I'm not sure about the 35 or 40. 35, so that'll be a 52-yard, very makeable field goal for Pittsburgh. And if they pull this one out, Cincinnati you're just the Bengals. And you went to the Super Bowl last year, man. Come on. That's just unacceptable. At some point, you got to get ticked off at professional football players get paid a lot of money. You can't execute. They're going to try to run a quick play here with 8 seconds left, 2nd and 10. And Trubisky throws it, and it's incomplete. So now there's 5 seconds left, so now you're going to have to kick, I think. But anyway, Evan Engram said he saw some good things. They fought back. They did. They fought back. There's some good things that happened out there, but in the end, the Jaguars come up on the short end of it, 28-22 to Washington. Doug Pederson now at the podium. Let's listen in.
Just some costly mistakes at the wrong time, and games come down to 3 to 5 plays every week, and we've got to finish better, and we just got to take care of those little things.
Doug, given that you beat yourselves, do you come out of it encouraged a little bit because if you don't make those mistakes, you guys can come away with W?
I do. I look at the plays that are out there on the field that we could have made, just off the hands here, a couple illegal formations where we have big run, all those are just little things, but they become big things, right? And so that part you take away and you learn from, and it's a group of guys that are young a little bit and still understanding, some of these situations and not making these critical errors in these times, and but there is a lot of positive and things that we can take away and learn from.
Doug, could you just talk a little bit about the fact that you guys gave up 2 more touchdown passes, after you had seized the momentum of the game?
It just comes down to
bothersome as
I mean, that's just what we're talking about. It's finish. It's just the finish of the game, finish a play, finish a series, finish a drive, and they're all teachable moments, and that's what we're going to do as a staff, and we're going to teach these guys, and we're going to show them exactly how to do that, and this group's going to be better because of it. And we don't make any excuses. Give credit to Washington. They came back and won this football game. But there's a lot of good takeaways for us.
As a follow-up to that, can you talk a little bit about the first half? Just the lack of efficiency in the red zone.
We had 10 plays. We had 2 really good opportunities, both incomplete passes where they were right there. We had touchdowns on both of them, and I go back to the week in practice, and we hit both of those in practice, and it's unfortunate. I know with our group though that they're gonna make those corrections, and we're gonna hit those next time, and we're gonna learn how to finish games like this.
Doug, you've had Carson do it for you as a coach, and you just watched him do it to you. What was it like being on the other side of that? That talent, that ability. Was it like a nightmare? What were you feeling?
No, I mean I was coaching our team. Quite honestly. I had a chance to talk to him and before the game and everything. He played a heck of a football game. He showed a lot of composure and brought his team back and ultimately won the football game. So hats off to him and his team for doing that. But for me, it was all about getting our team in situation to possibly win this game.
Impressed and encouraged by Trayvon?
Yeah. I mean, I thought he for the first game, 60-minute game, thought he did some great things. Had a huge turnover there in the second half, and was able to get some points for our offense and just pretty good performance.
What was it like for you to walk out? I think it was like 11 o'clock. You took the field. The guys were on the field. Your first NFL game back in a year. What was that feeling like, and what was your conversation like with Carson there at the 12?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was for me. It was exciting. I wouldn't lie. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have butterflies. Before the game, because it's just the way I am, being competitive, and it was great to see Coach Rivera and Jack and some of the guys, and then Carson. Good chance to just visit with him and see how he's doing, kind of catch up, and he's. I understand the situation is tough. This is the National Football League, and we're the same people, just different colors, uniforms, and just wished him well, and hopefully has a good season.
What was wrong with Juwan Taylor? I don't know if it was that last drive.
I believe it was just cramps actually, and couldn't go in. It was just severe enough that couldn't go in. It did get a little humid there in the second half.
Did Engram struggle today a lot?
I think early on, it's hard to comment until I really see the tape, but I know there was some dialogue about some push in the middle of the pocket, so we'll see as we look at this film. But again, those are areas that we got to correct.
What about with Trevor? I think there were a couple of 2 intentional groundings, and then the last throw, instead of maybe eating it or throwing it away, just trying to fight for the last second there. Do you want him still to be able to get rid of it?
Well, again, you love the aggressiveness and trying to make a play. You can't fault a guy for doing that, but at the same time, we still need to understand the situation, and we can coach him better. and really kind of put it on us, in situations like that, and just keep walking him through those things, and really as a team, not just him, but I think as a team in general. It's just like jumping off sides, 3rd and 3 or 4 there at the end to kind of ice the game. So those are all things that are coachable and correctable.
A lot of guys in that locker have been through this stuff the last couple of years. Being able to come back and put it close at the end, does that give you any sense that they're not losing any confidence, or they're not?
Yeah. I learned a long time ago in this league there's no moral victories, and we're going to show them. We're going to be honest with them. We're going to show them. We're going to learn how to finish. We're going to learn how to. We're going to, if it's practice better, meet better, study better, whatever it is, we're going to do, and try to put ourselves in a position to, win more of these games than lose them.
On the 3rd and 11 play on the interception, I mean, obviously Trevor saw a receiver maybe open very briefly downfield. He just couldn't get enough on that ball. But in that situation, can you understand at all that, him feeling maybe a little bit desperate because it was 3rd and 11, it's going to become 4th and 11 if he threw it away? I mean, in a split second.
Oh yeah, he's trying to make a play, and it's tough when you're going to the left and you're being hit and knocked around and trying to push the ball down the field. Something there he definitely saw early before he could get it out, but. And again, you're not going to fault the aggressiveness. We just need to, as a staff and as coaches, we need to just coach that situation a little better.
What did you say to him? He found you on the sideline, and you gave him a couple pats on the back, and you had a couple of words. What do you say to a guy that's in that moment?
I just tell him, we're gonna keep shooting, we're gonna keep plugging, and we're gonna learn from this, and he's going to be better for it, and I'm excited for him and his future. He's a bright kid, and I just told him that we're gonna make these corrections and move on.
Doug, how about the balance on offense? I think it was like 40-something pass to 16 or so runs today. Is there something you saw with the Commanders' defense that you wanted to attack through the air?
What was our yard per average rushing the ball? Yeah, you do, it works.
It was 9 yards in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, you just do, it works, and both were working. Quite honestly, the game came down to some critical errors by us, stuff we got to fix.
All right, Coach.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.
All right, couple takeaways from Doug Pederson's press conference. There are no moral victories. Thank God you said it. I agree. There are no moral victories in the NFL. It's a results-oriented business. Thought he covered for Trevor a little bit. You can't make that throw on 3rd and 11. You just can't. You got 4th and 11. It's it. This is the game. Once you threw it up there and it gets picked, you're not trying to make a play. If you're going to make a play, you got to at least have a chance. You put the game up for grabs on that one throw when you could come back on 4th and 11 and try to run a play where you're going to hit a guy for whatever, 15 yards or so. Anyway, so that happens as well. Jags end up losing 28-22. Marvin Jones, Liv, is he up next? Marvin Jones comments with Brent.
I just think this is a new team and we have a new identity, and I know we lost, but I think you could see it out there. Hey, we lost. It's time to go look at the film, look at what we could have done, look at what we could have done, and do better.
Marvin, what's the mentality going in the final 2 minutes? I mean, you guys love those situations, I'd imagine.
Yeah, most definitely. I think every time we were pressed for gotta have the situations, we kind of capitalize on those. I think all of us are really comfortable in those situations. To end it, it didn't go our way. But still, I think we fought hard, and we know what we have, and we know what we can do in certain situations in terms of battling back. So we just have to do it better.
Is it a good sign that so many of the young players you guys have brought in? Trayvon's big play, Tyson had a big play, and Devin had some big play. I mean, those kind of things bode well.
Yes, most definitely. Just because we know we have those players, and we know at any moment they can make the play to win the game. And I think we have a lot of players on our squad that can do that. So I think that's where the confidence comes in. But at the same time, we have to capitalize. So I'm not worried. We weren't wavering on the field, so we shouldn't waver now. It was the first game, and we learned a lot, and I think it'll be great for us.
Yeah, let's hope so. It is only one game, but again, we've been through this before. So we've been through this before. So we'll wait and see. Tyson Campbell, the good, the bad, and the ugly. He had a pass interception today. Also got beat for a touchdown late. So let's hear from Tyson Campbell now with Brent.
How much does this one sting because you got off to such a rough start, but it looked like you guys made a lot of big plays when you needed to in the second half as well?
Man, it sucks, man, especially when you're right there. It sucks.
Can you take us through the interception?
All week I knew, a tight end to a stack, they like to run a lot of sprint out. So, once I seen that, I ain't pedal too much. And I periphed them in my vision and saw ball and broke on it.
What did you feel like you had good coverage the last one? Just tip your cap sometime? Looked like a heck of a play.
Yeah, I feel like I was in good coverage, but this the NFL. Got great quarterbacks. He put it right on the money. So it sucks, but I got to get over it, get ready for next week.
Why is it? Obviously every loss hurts. You look like you're taking this one a little harder.
You was right there to win the game, man. So, put it behind us and move on to the coast next week.
One last one for you. Is it a good sign? See, young guys, you Trayvon, Devin, making some big plays on that side of the ball. Is that a good thing to come?
Yeah, as defense, pride ourselves on getting turnovers, so offense can put points on the board. So, we created turnovers and.
All right, let's listen in on Trevor Lawrence live.
Obviously that's the mindset, is to go win the game and finish it, and for a number of reasons we didn't. Like you said, as bad as we played in the first half, still having an opportunity in the second half to go win the game was great to see, for that third and half of the fourth quarter, how well we were playing. But at the end of the day, the final score is what matters, and not what it is halfway through the fourth quarter. So just, go back and watch the tape. I don't have all the answers right now. We got some stuff. We shot ourselves in the foot a lot. There's a lot of things that we controlled that we didn't do a great job of controlling, and got to play smarter all the way around every position. So there's a lot of stuff to learn from.
Bigger regret for you missing Trevor on the overthrow in the end zone, or getting Zay on the other end and missing that one?
Yeah, I missed two right there in the red zone. That got a hit. And one to Travis. Just overshot it a little bit. He did a really good job. He won on his route, and got to make that one. Got to give him a chance. And Zay's, they brought a cover zero pressure there, so had to get the ball out quick and then just put it a little too far, give him a little bit more air so he can adjust to the ball. Those are things we've done a million times in practice, and you just got to make the play. So. It's on me. It's on all of us, and got to go execute and finish. And that's the thing. We talk about. We gave them 11 points by missing the first drive, missing the throw to Travis. We had to kick a field goal, and then missed that one to Zay, and then fourth down, dropped the slip, out of the backfield, just stuff like that. We spotted them 11 points in the first half, and still found a way to fight back and have a chance to win. So, when we can clean up all that, we're going to be fine. I'm not worried. I'm frustrated, obviously, because I know we're good enough to win that game, and we should win that game. And it's frustrating, but we're going to get better.
Trevor, I asked a couple of guys in the locker room who were on the team last year. Looking around the locker room, and I know we weren't there last year, but after a loss today, how is this locker room different than even the ones at Clemson after a loss? How did you see these guys maybe different than after another? Yeah.
It's always that same feeling when you walk in after losing a game. You leave it all out there, especially a tight one like that, and you don't finish. Everyone's hurting and just frustrated. You put all the work in for this one, a couple weeks, even longer, because it's the opener. And to drop it there at the end, it's that's really frustrating. So there's that deflated feeling, but then to see guys pick each other up and really just encourage each other. And this is just the first one. We got a whole season, and I really love the guys we got in that locker room. talent-wise and just the people. And I'm not worried at all. But we definitely gotta correct some things and get better.
On the final play for you, obviously looking for Evan. Just kind of walk us through that final play.
Well, really, I was looking for Christian. We had a good spot for the route he was running. I thought that was kind of the open zone, but then I got flushed out of the pocket, and then when it came out, it just kind of twisted and came out terrible on the sideline. So way short, and then obviously the guy came up and made the play. You know, in my mind, it's I think it was 3rd and 10 at that point. So we know we got 2 downs to get it, but thought if I had a shot at that, which was probably the only shot on that play that we had called, and I thought it was a pretty good look, especially from the pocket, but then having to flush kind of kept my eyes there. And, you know, I don't think it was necessarily a bad decision. I just think it was a really bad throw. So go back and watch it and make sure, but in that scenario, obviously you don't want that to happen. You want to at least get a shot on 4th down to keep the ball in your hands and, you know, get your best play called and have a chance to convert, but really don't necessarily regret my decision. Just came out really bad.
2 intentional groundings. How hard is it for you to get to that point where you're just going to give up the play and take the sack? You're going to keep be aggressive and be competitive. How hard is it for you to kind of get to that point?
You know, it just depends on the play. Sometimes it's a little tougher. On the first one, you know, I thought I got it close enough to our tight end, Chris, who was on the end of the line of scrimmage, was probably 6 or 7, maybe 10 yards away from him. But they didn't, you know, they thought I was throwing to Marvin on the drag, so they called that one, which is, you know, that's probably, I got to put it closer to him. I can't make it questionable call. And then the second one, I just got to take the sack. You know, I saw Dan and was trying to get it near him just to not take the sack, and, you know, you can't always avoid them. Sometimes it's going to happen, so just knowing when to be smart. And then 2, just not putting the ball in jeopardy. You know, it wasn't a fumble, but just having an opportunity there to give him the ball in the 50, just being a little smarter there. There's a couple things, and definitely some stuff individually I need to clean up, and offensively that we need to iron out.
Was there a concerted effort to run the ball more coming out of halftime?
Sorry, I'm thirsty over here. Yeah, we had a great plan coming out of halftime. Just some feedback from the guys up front, from Sheriff, the whole line, and felt like we had some good things ready to roll in the second half and a great plan. And you saw we executed it well and came out hot and put some drives together. And I think that one drive, there was 7 or 8 minutes left in the fourth where we got stopped and had to punt. You know, that's one where you'd like to push it down the field, at least get a field goal, put us in a better position. But giving them the ball back, they kind of ran the clock out, then threw the touchdown. And so there's some things where we gotta, like we talked about, gotta finish. You know, we got ourselves to the point where we can win the game, but you gotta go win it. You know, they're not gonna hand it to you.
What did it mean to see James back on the field and then get into the end zone?
Oh, it was awesome. I thought he did a great job today. Just fun to see him out there. He's a great player. To see that smile on his face after scoring a couple touchdowns, it's awesome. He's a great player and gonna have a great year.
How encouraged were you by obviously 14-3 going into halftime, and then you guys were able to come out and rally to go up. How encouraging was that for you guys as an offense, and sort of how motivating was it for you going into the game?
Yeah, it was great. Like I said, it's kind of hard to gauge that now because we lost the game, so that's still the main thing. Got to win, but to see just the confidence, down 14-3, not playing well. They're getting the ball to start the second half, to see our defense come out with fire and get the stop, and then offensively just the confidence we had that we were going to go down and score and get back in the game. Everybody felt it. There was no doubt. So when you see that, obviously, we've taken a step in that regard of just having confidence, putting ourselves in a position to win the game, but you got to finish. So that's the next step. So we'll get there. Don't have any doubt.
Thanks, Trevor.
Awesome. Thank you all.
All right, Trevor Lawrence, some interesting comments from him. Doesn't regret that last throw. I get that. He said it was time to take a shot. It was just a bad throw. Came out of his hand wrong. That's what happened with that one. So it wasn't so much the decision as it was the throw. And I appreciate his perspective on that. I think that's fair, and I think that makes sense. It's just a bad throw, which does happen to quarterbacks at time. It certainly was the wrong time for that to happen. All right, we got a lot coming up tonight. Action Sports Jack's prime time. James Robinson, you'll hear from him. Josh Allen as well. We do it at 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. Our post-game show is over. You heard from a lot of different players and the head coach, Doug Pederson. Jags lose. We'll see you at the bank next Sunday. Try to get that first win of the year against the also winless but tied Indianapolis Colts. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a good night, everybody.
It's the best local sports show in Jacksonville. Thanks for watching the Action Sports Jacks postgame show, sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.